So we've just dropped our wonderful guide home. Fez has just pulled over for me to take a photo. And we've just noticed he's got a flat tyre. Not the best, because if you look, we are actually in the middle of nowhere.
This fabulous location. We are at Cahuita National Park and Fez and Katia are with us and we're going off to check it out.
Yeah, the park is one of the main tourist attractions around Cahuita, with supposed to be beautiful animals and nice countryside jungle walks with a beautiful beach behind us, so we're looking forward to try and find some animals and share it with you guys. It's clouded
over today, but yeah. I think being a little bit cooler, the animals might be a little bit more active.
Yeah, we got a bit sunburnt yesterday, so it's nice to have a bit of cool weather.
Kids, wear your suntan lotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did, but I forgot that bit. Go figure.
So let's go and have a look around the park. So entry into Cahuita National Park is actually free of charge, but they do suggest that you pay a donation. So it's up to you how much you pay. They then give you a ticket to enter the park. So far so good. And as soon as you enter the park, it's nice to see the sign behind me that the beaches of the national park are actually the most important beaches for the breeding of the hawksbill turtle. So that's really cool, because you all know we love our marine life. So what's amazing is there's a species of bat here in the jungle that actually eats the leaf, so it starts curling round and then they sleep underneath it, and we managed to find one. Yeah, so that's really amazing, and they're like so small, they're only like that big. So yeah, so that's a really good start to the day. So although it rained this morning, it cooled the air, it's actually starting to evaporate off now and actually get quite warm. And the rainforest is really humid. You know, the air is very heavy and you sweat super easy. Hence the fact I'm really sweaty. What's amazing is the size of these trees. These old, huge trees must be hundreds of years old, because they're absolutely enormous. We're just stopping for a little break on one of the benches by the beach, and we've just seen a wonderful spider. For those of you that are scared of spiders,
close your eyes now.
Absolutely.
And count to 4.
But absolutely beautiful spider in a web, probably a couple of inches long. Just to give you an idea of the size. But yeah, absolutely amazing. We're loving this. We just got to find sloths, snakes and a frog, and then that's my my list for today done.
Although we've got 5 months in Central America.
Exactly.
So it's gonna happen.
If it was easy, you wouldn't be so excited when you found it, right? You know, you could go to a zoo and see it, or you can walk around, you know, the jungle area and try and spot them. Much more fun to walk around the jungle area.
And it's a shame because we can hear howler monkeys, but we can't photograph them howling. Yeah!
We've just seen a sloth.
The first one, and we've just found out from Katia, a sloth in Spanish is perezoso.
Perezoso.
For a singular, and perezosos for 2 or multiple. Plural. Plural.
Plural.
Yay!
So it's amazing. We filmed them, filmed one of them up in the trees. Beautiful. Really slow. It didn't really move. Fez whistled at it to try and impersonate an eagle, and apparently if they hear the eagles, they do move. So it did move its head slightly. So yeah, that's really cool. My wish list for today is going very well. Sloths check.
That's amazing. A lovely lady has just pointed out a basilisk lizard. It's literally right there in front of our faces. Couldn't see it at all. But yeah, how glorious is that? I love it when people share their finds. Thank you.
So we've had a good few hours walk around the national park, and now we're off to the village of Bri Bri.
Very exciting.
So Bri Bri is a nearby village with tribal, indigenous people local to this area, and you also get to see
waterfalls.
Oh yeah, waterfalls and the indigenous houses similar to the treehouse that we stayed in.
Just like the Bri Bri treehouse we stayed in Puerto Viejo.
So there you go. So let's go to Bri Bri.
So we're just walking along the high street of Cahuita after the national park to get some lunch, and there is flowers hanging, literally hanging there. How lovely is that? And then as you walk down the street you can see all the beautiful shops. They do lots of snorkeling tours, they do lots of like trips to Panama. It's quite central area really to be able to move around between the two countries. So yeah, it's lovely, but the flowers, you can smell the flowers. And then there's a few places open for lunch, and then it really comes alive at night. We have just come to Coco's bar, and interestingly enough, we pulled out our kits for our straws because we always say no straw thank you. But the guy here has actually pointed out that they have avocado straws which are wrapped in paper, so that is really, really nice. And he was very curious about ours, and because they're promoting and working towards plastic free, so that's really good news for us, because as scuba divers we always bang on and moan and drive everyone crazy around us about straws, but it's really lovely and makes us feel all warm and fluffy inside when we find someone that's already doing it. So thank you, Costa Rica.
So we've come through the town of what we think was Bri Bri, and you come to a T-junction, and we asked some local guys where it was, and they said turn right at the T-junction for a kilometre or so, and there's on the right hand side there's a sort of dirt road which we're just going down now. They didn't say take left or right, and now we're
I would just go straight.
Debating whether we should drive across the river. So I think Fez is going to do it. Oh my
God. Ok, gracias. Muy amable. Devolviéndose.
Apoya.
Yeah.
The other way. Is the other way, Katia?
Yeah.
Wrong way?
Yeah.
Yeah, 50-50, but
50-50, we're turning round.
Bonito aquí, ¿verdad? Muy lindo.
So there's a lovely local lad called Kendo.
Kendo, hi.
Who is going to show us the way to the waterfall. So we're slowly making our way down this dirt track, over rivers. Again. There's another river. Fez is doing a great job. Keep going, Fez, we're going over a river. It's a very small dirt track going through the jungle, and apparently it's about a half an hour's walk once we get to the end.
walking along this quite precarious little pathway, being told not to touch anything with our hands or our feet, which is a mean feat in itself, really. It's challenging my fear of heights, I've got to be honest, because it's literally just the drop there. Done a bit of jungle trekking in Borneo before, but it all seemed a little bit more organised. So this is more really experiencing it, which is very cool. Just slightly psychologically challenging. So, but it is beautiful, although tricky not to touch anything. So we've been told by the young boy who's showing us that he's going to share with us one or the other, from the top or the bottom. So we've chosen the bottom so we can go at the bottom and shoot up and share with you guys.
So we've just been told by the young guy, Katya's just translated, to be very careful for snakes, because apparently, although you don't get a huge amount of tourists coming down here, people do regularly get helicoptered off for accidentally standing or touching a snake. So we're going to have to be very careful walking down here.
So yeah, the local guy has got no shoes and he's showing us the way through the jungle.
This is proper jungle trekking. Huh? We're alive! So far. Beautiful waterfall behind us. We chose the bottom so you get those wonderful views. Absolutely, if you're around, come down to Bri Bri, pay one of the local guys to show you the way down here. It's absolutely stunning. This is what Costa Rica is all about. Beautiful scenery, lovely waterfalls, and just beautiful jungles. But make sure you wear your mozzie spray, watch where you're walking, don't touch anything, don't stand on a snake, and just respect and enjoy this beautiful natural beauty here in Costa Rica. Good job.
On average about an hour to walk from the main road up to the waterfall. In the car it probably only took about 10 minutes and then a further 10 to 15 minute walk, so it wasn't far at all. I'm not sure how you would find it in the car without a guide. I think it's just the easiest way is to pick up a guide on the main road and he'll either walk you in or drive you in, and there are no signs, but these guys are really cool and have really helped us.
So we've just dropped our wonderful guide home. Fez has just pulled over for me to take a photo, and we've just noticed he's got a flat tyre. Not the best, because if you look, we are actually in the middle of nowhere. Luckily, I think he's got a spare tyre and an inflator, so it's all gonna be okay. We hope.
It's gonna be fine.
If not, we might have an extra long walk back to the town, which is somewhere over by that hill in the background. So just as we're stood here, I've noticed they've got the same plants that we used to get in Singapore, where you touch them and they actually close, they react to the touch. Very cool. So we're going to try and pump it up first and see whether that does anything. If not, then we'll have to change the tyre. Okay, so we can hear the tyres going down. So the inflator didn't work. We're going to have to change the tyre. What's the moral of the story? Don't lose your sense of humour. Not yet, but it's still daylight. So we've changed the tire, we're nearly ready to go. And up the road behind me is a herd of cows. I was expecting to see monkeys, maybe a snake today, but not a herd of cows.
This is why you didn't make it the first time. You're going to get a puncture.
On a memento.
Should do.
But it's quite a menacing sort of like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's our howler monkey impression.
A bit like me in the morning. And for some reason, Fez's car alarm keeps going off. So I think people think he's stolen the car.
Just kidnapped a young boy as well.
Got a young local lad in the car.
What do you get? Para, Bri Bri. No, es para adentro, más adentro.